she stabbed again, and again, and again. "What the hell are you doing?" The voice broke through Ellen's rising panic, causing her to look up at the woman in the doorway. Mom. It was Mom standing half in, half out of her room, dressed only in an oversized Hawkeyes jersey. I'm journaling," Ellen said, her mouth suddenly dry as a bone. "At 6 a.m? Jesus, Ellen. Sorry. Were you sleeping?" "Hell yes, I was sleeping." Rita Gooding punctuated this with a monstrous yawn, calling to mind the Nutcracker from the ballet she had seen with her father. She had buried her face in his chest when the Mouse King appeared. Mice, rats, the hamster in Mrs. H's class, rodents of any sort were Ellen's undoing. "Earth to Ellen," her mom called. Ellen flinched. Her mother had a voice like a jackhammer, so unlike her father's, which had been low and smooth, always comforting, never, "Hey, spooky!" The nickname caught Ellen off guard. "Don't call me that." "I thought you liked. Only Dad calls me that." Her mother tilted her head with a warning look. Mom was in her early 30s, but when her temper flared, she seemed for all the world like a mean old woman, the kind that pinched and slapped. "Called," Rita said, correcting her daughter. "He called you that." Emphasis on called. Emphasis on his absence. Sensing the stirring of her mother's ire, Ellen acted quickly to change the subject. "It's my birthday," she said a little too loudly. "I know that," her mother said a little too quickly. "Don't you think I know that?" "I don't need a cake or anything." Her mother snorted. "Of course you're going to get a cake." "But I don't need one." Ellen suddenly realized she had miscalculated. Instead of taking the burden of cake baking off her mom's plate, she had struck a nerve. "Get dressed," her mother said with a snarl, and she turned and stalked out of the room. Ellen knew better than to dawdle, not when Mom was on the warpath, or at least edging up to it. She tossed her dream book in the drawer and quickly stripped out of her PJs and dressed. Black shorts, orange t-shirt, green flip-flops. The shorts were a bit tight. It had been quite some time since her mother had taken her clothes shopping at the Kmart. She was still struggling with the zipper when her mom returned with a handful of crumpled singles. "You look like an oversized pumpkin in that getup," her mother said. "Put on something else." "Nothing else fits." Her mom shook her head and held out the dollar bills. "Go downstairs. Pick out a cake." Ellen took the money. "Is this enough?" "Well, you're not buying a wedding cake, Ellen. Just a little one, okay? Sheesh." "Okay. Go on. I'm going to make some coffee." Rita let loose with another of her monster yawns, and Ellen made a beeline for the front door. "No chocolate," her mother called after her. "You hear?" But Ellen didn't respond. She could always feign ignorance if a particularly tasty chocolate cake presented itself. It was her birthday, after all. The bright June sunlight temporarily blinded her as she opened the door and stepped out onto the fourth-floor landing of the University Arms apartment complex. Such a sunny day. Couldn't Mother Nature just once relent and send her a dark and stormy birthday? The kind of day she felt most at home in. But in Ellen's experience, relenting was not something mothers did willingly or often. With the wad of singles clutched in her hand, Ellen rushed down the staircase that hugged the building, drawn by the enticing scent of Burke's Bakery below. As Ellen opened the door to the bakery, rolling waves of heat and coffee and yeast hit her squarely in the face, momentarily overloading her circuits. Even at 6 a.m, Burke's was